Mainz and Money London 2017, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and it's the last day here of the fair, and I have now with me here Gianni Kovacevic, one of the top copper experts in the world, and he's the founder and executive chairman of CopperBank, and we want to talk, of course, about copper.
Yeah, and energy.
Absolutely. Gianni, good morning. Great to have you here. You are one of the top copper guys in the world, so what's the macro scenario for copper? What's going on in the market?
What have we seen happen in the past 13 months? I have been suggesting for quite some time that copper, the price of copper, will decouple from many commodities, and it's simply due to price. When you look at any product, I don't care if it's hogs or logs or gold or copper, will you have more customer demand in the future? Okay? And then who utilizes this product? We don't actually consume gold. It's money. Yeah. It's also hypothecated, which means there's options in the future which are made options on options on options. We currently consume 24 million tons of copper per year. We produce 20 million tons with primary production, and 4 million tons comes from recycling. But the point is, almost all of it's consumed. And when you look at this supply and demand, it's balanced, and in fact, it's a little bit in deficit now. The statistics came out.
How large is the deficit by now?
It's 100 or 200,000 tons on an annual basis, and it's been like that.
That's growing, right?
It has, and we look at it month by month, and I follow the International Copper Study Group out of Lisbon, who publish all the statistics. So it's a really balanced market. And if we go back in time, what happened in 2003? The market was balanced, and then Grasberg had a huge pit collapse, and the second largest copper mine in the world went offline. Immediately, the market was imbalanced, and the price of copper soared. But it also happened in concert with the so-called super cycle of China, and then copper went from 70 cents to $4 per pound. So if we look now where we are, copper has decoupled from all commodities. The one that has kept up with it is palladium. If you look at the chart, they're identical. Palladium gets lots of coverage. Zinc gets lots of coverage. Zinc is up 40% in the past 13, 14 months. Copper's up almost 60%. So what's taking place here? And more importantly, where's the opportunity for investors, your investors? This is what we need to talk about.
Absolutely. So where's the opportunity? CopperBank, maybe.
We built this strategy, and you followed it since day one. And it was a strategy that had three criteria. We wanted to buy copper projects of merit and do nothing. But they had three criteria. One, can we send our children to work there? Is it a safe jurisdiction? Two, has a lot of money been spent there? And three, in a normal copper price environment, can we do enhancements to these projects and have someone more senior than us that would want to take them off our hands? I am not going to build the mine. What we want to do is be the custodian of the project and give it to the right development partner.
And participate still.
As a shareholder, absolutely. Within this exercise, it's all about the per share value. Now, recently, what my friend Frank Holmes suggested that we have one of the lowest G&A to resources and reserves of any copper company.
He recommended you yesterday in the interview, by the way.
Which is very kind of him. I wasn't expecting that. But it's true, because our strategy, all of my team does not take a salary. We're compensated on the future success of the business. If I'm successful in selling one of our three businesses, we would like to make that a share dividend if we're successful. I would like to have that divided between the shareholders as a return of capital, keep something in CopperBank, and then when we monetize that, we will then set up a special committee, and we will then give technical bonuses for our technical team. But they are aligned with the shareholder. Absolutely, full alignment.
Yeah, that's really okay. Super. Aside from copper, I think also the future energy is a big theme, a big discussion we should talk about. So what's your view on that?
Well, I think now, I've been saying for a long time that we're going to increasingly electrify the global energy mix.
Absolutely.
All of it. It's not just electric cars. I'm talking about the way we transfer energy. It's going to be more sophisticated. It's going to be microgrid, which means in some facilities in the world, like small villages in Africa and places in Europe and North America, Japan, China, buildings are going to become their own power source through various different initiatives. And the way we make energy, we're going to go slowly but surely into a mix which is going to be wind, solar, offshore wind, augmented by baseload power. And that baseload power, in my opinion, is increasingly going to be natural gas on a global scale.
Interesting. Okay. And natural gas, like, I mean, of course, countries like Qatar, Oman, etc., they have a lot of natural gas. You do the LNG stuff, yeah, so you can ship it. But is that enough? Is that possible to really transport those amounts?
That's a good question. They also have it from the United States. Schneider was successful with the first exportation facility. They're building more. They've now signed the Chinese with the Alaskans to build a pipeline parallel to TAPS, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, financed $43 billion by the Chinese, so this will also be an exportation facility to Asia. We also have the large facilities in Northern Australia, which are now completing. So the answer is yes. It won't be for every source of electricity in the world, but it will augment baseload power. Let's not also forget about the world's largest electricity market, China. There are 3 pipelines now being built and completed, the power of Siberia from Russia, and 2 from Kazakhstan and the Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan area. This was always stranded, this gas. And China itself has prolific supplies of potential shale gas. Deeper, they don't have water than the situation in the United States, but they are looking, it seems to me, from all this evidence, to have natural gas as a bigger and bigger pillar of their energy mix, augmenting their wind and solar power.
Oh, that's interesting. So what are you, for you, 2018, what are your, let's say, estimates on copper, on zinc, for example? If you wish, gold, silver, just pick it. What would you like?
Let's turn back the clock and let's look honestly at what happened in the cycle. 2006 to 2012, lots of companies, lots of juniors were overtaken. The average price of oil during this whole time was about $100 a barrel. The average price of copper, and I was involved with 8 copper companies that were sold off. It was $3.50 a pound. So yes, copper spiked to $4.50 for a moment, but all the activity happened at $3.50 a pound copper.
We are close to that now.
We're close to that now. So if you have $3.50 copper, that's kind of like saying gold's 1,600, or that's kind of saying like the good old days of oil, $100 a barrel. So if you look at the valuations of the actual copper shares, 9 months ago when copper was $2.50 a pound, you look at it, each copper share, Freeport-McMoRan, Capstone, Teck, First Quantum, they are all cheaper today at 310 copper than they were 9 months ago.
Crazy.
And our little CopperBank, we're now starting to enhance the portfolio. We saw that the prices are normalizing. We had a very successful drill program in Alaska. We did all those holes, which enable us now to update the resource. We did it for $1.8 million, Jochen.
Well, that's really cheap.
Very accretive.
Wow.
So it was a little bit dilutive, but was it accretive on the pounds? And then if we're successful in updating the resource, now we can look at doing a PEA for Pyramid in 2018 and focus on our other 2 projects on how can we enhance them in this normalized copper price environment. And our market cap's about 22 million. So if you divide that between our 3 projects, we're highly motivated to have this true value of each project manifest itself.
Fantastic, great. So then all the best for 2018. We keep fingers crossed, and I think you agree copper will rise further.
I'm optimistic on the demand of copper, and there's very little supply, so you should, in theory, have a shortage.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Gianni.
Thanks again, Jochen.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gianni Kovacevic from CopperBank, and you heard it, of course, he's very excited about his company. Honestly, I'm too, because they are doing some really good things here. They have bought quite cheap their properties, and they are now developing them further, and you heard it for 1.8 million only. They are drilling off the stuff and looking now for the PEA for next year. So it's getting really interesting. Copper is hot, demand stays high, supply, well, not there to satisfy the demand. And also LNG, that's one of the big themes of Gianni. So check it out. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from London.